What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. Today's post is titled Emotions. This is a dialogue between Matias and his higher self, so I'd be referring to Matias as me and his higher self as I am. Me. What is an emotion? I am. Emotion is energy in motion. Me. Like the vibration waves we've been talking about? I am. If the universe is an ocean and its waters are the vibration and the waves their frequency levels, then the inertia that pushes the waves, the energy of movement, is the emotion. This word comes from the Latin ex, from and motio, giving rise to the word motor, concept of the word movere, move. Thus, you can say that an emotion is an inertial pulse or discharge and reaction of the energies that move like the waves. Me. What are they for? I am. They enable expansion, the flow of information, the distribution of temperature, data, and minerals. They generate positive and negative electrical discharges to generate life, mobility, hormonal reactions. Me. So emotion is not something separate from the body, but the same energy that is generated by reaction, driving more actions and movement, generating new things. I am. There are infinite emotions depending on the different frequencies in which it vibrates. If each wave in the wave of the vibration, that is, the inertial force of a movement, then each curvature, each crest in the wave, will each have a specific emotion, which you will feel due to the magnetic pulses it generates, which are interpreted by the nervous system and decoded into concepts such as joy, anger, love, etc. Me. What differentiates a positive emotion from a negative one? I am. There are different ways of understanding emotions. The first is from the resonant and dissonant duality, and the other is from the low and high frequency duality. Remember that low frequency means slow process, and high frequency means fast process. Along these two, there may be moments of resonance or dissonance. Resonance is generated when two or more sound waves are within the same vibrational scale, like a chord in music, for example. To take a rough example, a chord would be formed with something that vibrates 2 times in a row, added to something that vibrates 4 times in a row, and something else that vibrates 8 times in a row. They are all a doubling of the amount of frequency, that is, sounding together. They will have harmony, but if something sounds 2 times together with something that sounds 7 times in addition to something that sounds 3 times, it will be dissonant. It doesn't matter whether you're listening to Iron Maiden, low vibration, or Bach, high vibration. In both, you can identify resonance if there is a musical order, or dissonance if there is any musical mismatch. Me. So, what we call negative emotions are not low vibration emotions, but dissonant. I am someone can love dissonant, for example. Me, in what case? I am, well, for example, a person who mistreats another saying, I hit you because I love you. That, although it may not seem like it, is also love. So, you cannot classify love as low or high vibration or frequency, only if it's resonant or dissonant. In the example of the 248, the resonance implies that the emotion has an echo. There's a return. Therefore, it would be like standing in a cave and shouting, I love you! Inward. If the cave is orderly, that is, it expands inward in the shape of a vault, the echo will return to you clearly repeated several times, hearing the voice of return saying, I love you! Resonant. Then is when what I feel inside has a similar response outside, or when what I receive from outside vibrates in the same way inside me. But in the example 273, if the cave I enter is irregular, with too many nooks, walls, huge rocks everywhere on the ground, and lots of stalactites on the ceiling, you can shout, I love you! And the echo will respond with a soft noise that will say, no, which will make it dissonant. That is, what you feel does not correspond to the external response, or that what comes to you from the outside world you cannot feel in yourself. Me, key to understanding why we resonate with some things and not others. I am. Your nervous system identifies this resonance in the form of emotions. The vibration modifies the liquid structure of your body, which generates chemical reactions that rearrange the molecules, activating hormones that secrete electrical signals in the body, making you feel the sensations of the emotions that you know in your life. Me, wow. It takes all the magic out of emotion. I am, and it is. Magic comes from the Indo-European word mag, which gave the Persian word magush the meaning of one who is capable. In addition, it generated in the Greek the concept mage geni, if I'm saying that right, which would be art of machining. The concept of magic that you have today is not the original concept. The magical concept was put on the Zoroastrian magicians and all those who arose from the Middle East to the rest of the known territories, where other religions recognized them as sorcerers, pagans who did supernatural and inexplicable things. But that inexplicable thing, my friend, was called physics and chemistry, which in Arabic you say alchemia, alchemy. Magic is the science that has yet to be discovered. But emotions have been discovered. They are movements of energy. Me, yes. What I mean when I say magic is that people relate emotions to the soul, to something extrasensory, to something that is not from the body, but something that goes beyond understanding. I am. Why are you so afraid to accept that spiritual is also chemical? What is the human conflict with wanting things related to the spirit and the divine to be illogical mysteries? Me, I don't know. I guess it's because we like inexplicable stories, things that aren't so mental, that you don't need to understand or analyze, but simply feel, marvel like in front of the cinema, or a book, or an act of magic, a circus. I think that in us, there is that need to feel that not everything can be explained. That is why we call it the mysteries of God, because they believe that to explain them is to kill God. I am. The truth is that all the secrets will always come to light. What you do with magic is almost bullying the spiritual world. I eat. Again, I'm not sure if this is a mistranslation from the website or if I eat in Spanish is another word for how so. Anyways, it's I eat question mark. I eat. I am. Imagine that someone had heard a lot about you. Many people who follow you have come across this person and tell her how much you know, how much you remember, how good a teacher you are, that you're cute, good, humble, etc. And one day this person meets you and sees with his eyes that you're not humble, and sees with his eyes that you're not humble because you live too well as a lion. Then he discovers that you have a lot of black humor and you weren't that good. Then he takes a good look at you and says, well, he's not so cute. I expected him to be like Brad Pitt. And on top of that, he decides to ask you a specific question about quantum physics that you don't know the answer to. And he says, they told me you were like Einstein. And at the end, you don't know anything. Then appeal to your memories and realize that you don't remember everything, only some things, 1% in fact. And it tells you, oh, the truth is that you have killed all the magic. I expected something different from you. What a disappointment. How would you feel? Me, well, if you find me on a depressed day, it would hurt me too much. Unless you are balanced and able to respond, you meet in life what resonates. We are mirrors. I am. Maybe it will work, yeah. But the point is that your expectations prevent you from seeing the magic already exists, that it is tangible, that it is fantastic, and that it is within you. Accepting that magic in you, you awaken the magus within, and emotions are his magic potions. Me. So it's time to order the apothecary and put all the potions in order. Understand what are the energetic elements that I count on to perform the magic of my life. I am. Acknowledge the power in you. Acknowledge the emotion as real. Alma comes from the Latin animatus, which means movement, moved. Therefore, the soul is simply the concept that encompasses all those emotions, those powers. It's not something apart. It is the inertia that makes you exist. And before you know how to use it, you must recognize it. Me. How do I recognize you? I am. Take your notebook and write down this question. Crown chakra. What is my belief about emotions? Write down what emotions are for you, beyond my explanation. Not what you know now, but what you have always believed about them. Understand how your body has been experiencing emotions to this day. Note whether you consider your emotions in life to be dissonant or resonant. Ask yourself, what role do emotions play in your life? And write it all down, even in a handwritten paragraph. Me. For me, they have always been a hindrance. I considered them unnecessary because they always prevented me from being neutral. It was precisely the emotions that slowed down and complicated my life. Many times, she preferred not to feel. I am. Now you know that it was not the emotions, but that you were dissonant with the world. Recognize, analyze your concept of emotion, and then you can flow. Me, I am about to recognize, to flow. I am. Emotion is the magic that builds who you are.